Welcome, 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 welcome to what we're calling a new segment of Sophisticated Creations. I know we usually talk fashion, and we are going to keep doing that. But what I've come to really appreciate is that we are more than our clothes, and there are various elements of our life that we also want to share about. And so tonight, we're going to touch on health and wealth, and we have an exciting guest that I'm going to bring on. And one of the things that I like to do is sing people's praises while I can see them. So I have Mr. Stephen LaBroi here with me. Hi, Steve.
Hey, Jacqui, how are you?
I am wonderful. I am wonderful. Steve is the founder of the LaBroi Insurance Group. In addition to that, he's my Morehouse brother, my workout partner. I want to say friend in crime or whatever that is in terms of
Yeah,
entrepreneurs trying to plan and make big things happen.
that's
And
right.
Steve has been a great resource to me. And one of the things that we chat about, and I thought that you, my fashionistas, might also like to hear it, is just thinking about how fabulous we want to be in our retirements. And I know all of us are just, 20 something. So this is really information that we'll tuck away for the future. However, if we were a little more than 20 something, I think this will be great insight for us to share. So we're going to jump right into it. Steve, can you start off by sharing what's the LaBroi Group, what's your focus, and why I'm so excited to have you here?
Well, I definitely appreciate you. All the things we have tied together, this is just another one. So I love it. Thank you for having me. LaBroi Insurance Group, we're a nationwide strategy insurance and retirement firm. What I mean by that is that we help break down retirement to it's sufficiently broke and insurance concepts way beyond what was miseducated to us from our parents and grandparents from the racial systemic racism of times past. So we really break it down with our conversation, consultation, and our book.
That is awesome. And I love the fact that you said it's a strategy in terms of how we want to think about our retirement and our planning. So thank you for that. So the first one is, what are some tips? Like, I know you and I chat, we talk a lot about health and wealth. And can you just share some tips on how to master that concept as we 20 somethings think about our retirement?
I love us 20 somethings, That's why that's why I keep my hair dark, right?
We,
But
we just gonna round up. We just gonna round up.
listen, the concept around health and wealth has been it's discussed daily. Period. Daily. I don't care who you are, where you are in the world, you're going to be talking about some aspect of health, whether it's diet or working out, whether it's building wealth or the debt you have. It's daily conversation. But we believe that health, the word health and the word wealth were given to us and that they should be in balance. When I say balance, it simply means that what does the word health mean to you? What does the word wealth mean to you? We're not saying that you have to run marathons and become a vegan or a plant-based dieter, and you can if you like. But health and wealth in balance keeps us from being out of balance and creating angst in our life. So we really believe in building nice wealth based on you and you alone and your families. And then whatever help you manage your health, we want to incorporate that and stay consistent. So that's our thought about it.
I love it, and I love the balance part. I think that's a key part of just maintaining peace in your life. So thank you for that. So we understand that your focus is insurance, and to your point, there is a lot of I think part is lack of understanding. I think part of it is just historically how we've thought about this instrument of insurance. Can you talk about how we can use insurance to really leverage our retirement assets?
Well, Jacqui, the biggest thing that really engaged me in this conversation. Although, 100% of people I meet have some preconception of insurance, period. Whether they deal with it directly, indirectly, see it on TV, commercials, or what have you. But this industry has been around 150 years. So there's some aspects of it that we need to have a little deeper dive. And what we talk about at the LaBroi Insurance Group is the aspects of a policy that really benefit you. That is what's inside of the cost versus what your family may get in case something happens to you tragic. But the idea is let's create an opportunity, which is there because other cultures have used it for 100 years. Mm-hmm. Let's create an opportunity for us to use the tax code while we're living. And that tax code is 7702.
Okay. And you got me to thinking, because I didn't know that insurance has been around for 150 years. So that says a lot in terms of, the longevity of this product to actually support health and wealth, not just retirement, just life overall. So thank you.
Yeah.
So not to say that we are going to make mistakes, and not to say that people have made mistakes, but I'm quite sure mistakes have been made. Can you talk about just, because you've been doing, how long have you been doing this?
Oh, 12 years now. And I'm a finance guy, so I've been managing my own money since we got out of the AU Center, out of Morehouse in Spelman, since the late 80s. So it's been a task. I love it.
So I'm going to take a guess, but I think you probably know about some of the mistakes that people have made. Can you share kind of like what are the top 3 mistakes that people have made as they're thinking about this journey to retirement?
Well, Jacqui, I know you understand business very well. And here's the concept, real simple formula. We never start soon enough to think about the aging side of our lives. We always have to have cash flow throughout our entire life. So one, we just don't start soon enough. We begin our lives by working, paying bills and things like that. But the formula is simple, Jacqui. If you start soon enough, you can start with smaller dollars. Mm-hmm. Right? So by the time you need them, they become bigger. And they may be big enough for you to absorb what you want to call retirement. We just call retirement freedom.
Mm-hmm.
2, go ahead.
No. But I mean, I guess on that point, because there is this thing called compounding, right? And so to your point about things smaller, starting sooner. And so can you bring that into discussion, how by starting smaller sooner, things will compound?
Yes. I mean, it's really simple. They have programs called the Rule of 72. They have programs where if you know that your money that you can put in place, $20, $50, $100 in your 20s, a month will compound over 20 years, because let's face it, if you make $50,000 a year, in 20 years, you've made $1 million. If you make $100,000 a year, in 10 years, you've made $1 million gross without taxes. But if you can put away $100 a month in various vehicles, strategies, you may have that total $1 million at a time in which you want to decide, or the company decides, or your health decides your income changes. That's called retirement. So, just think of it as starting small young, mm-hmm. getting bigger later. If we don't think about it till later, you have to put bigger dollars in to get to the same point because you have less time. Mm-hmm. So time is the factor in all of this, in compounding, in saving, in investing. Time is the factor, but you must do those things with the idea that a forecasted year, 50, 60, 70, whatever that year, 40, we know young people retire at 30.
Mm-hmm.
That those dollars that you want to have then and the debt that you want to get rid of is in place. And live your life. Live your life. I'll give you two more. Number two is we don't get help. So this conversation is essential, right? The statistics are there. How many of us listening have talked to a financial advisor, a money management coach, anybody in the game that reads and understands personal finance for a living?
Mm-hmm.
The idea is to gather information. And I know we find loyalty in working with one person or the other, and I'm just going to be objective. Gather as much information and become a positioning person to have strategy in your own home. See, because what happens, Jacqui, is as we gather that information, our lives change. We get married. We have children. We buy homes. We may get divorced. It happens. We have to move forward in life. We have winds of change. We might have to take care of our parents. Oh, kids want to go to college. All of these things make up a lifetime. But if you can get help, people that can help you, that can look at 30,000 feet above your head while you're looking in the winds of change, they might offer something that you did not think of,
Mm-hmm.
right? And last is forecasting retirement. We talked about it just a second ago. Meaning, what do we want to have in retirement? How does it look? I ask people to dream. What did you think about doing as a little girl or a little boy? What were you thinking about when you had no responsibilities?
Mm-hmm.
Forecast it and then back into it. See, I'm going to say, hey, I need $3 million. Then I'm going to back into it
Mm-hmm.
so that I can go after my goal. Don't keep moving forward. And most people will tell me, I don't know what I need. How much do I need in retirement? That's on you.
Mm-hmm.
Pay that debt off. Pay the house off. Think about moving to another state, if you will, with more benefits as you age.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of talk to somebody. Get some information. I appreciate this is so good. Yes.
I love it. I mean, we use the S word again, strategy. I love the fact that you threw the time component in there, because I do think that, especially as we start having more and more thoughts in terms of what life will be as we progress past 20, it's just natural that we're thinking that way. So, all right, you got us excited. You've given us insight to know what we need to do, but how do we get started?
Well, once again, it's about that engagement, right? First thing you need to do, and I tell everybody this, and it's very well known, is gather everything that you have. Let's benchmark where we are. When you're working with a professional, normally, and our firm does the same, we give you a questionnaire. It's not so that we can get in your business. It's so that you can, one, find everything that you have. I had a client recently who worked 20 years ago at another corporation and just found that she had $30,000 that she left there.
Wow.
See, it was in a retirement plan that she didn't even think of when she moved on. Unclaimed money sites in your state. I go over all of these things, but find a person that help you start to gather and benchmark your finances, your debts, and your assets.
I love it. So we're as we close out, can you share just a quick closing statement for us 20 somethingers, as we think about this whole retirement game?
Well, think about it like this. Aging does not change, right? Time does not change. you'll be 20 next year and 20 the year after that, right? So
God bless.
we're gonna just keep it at 20. But at the end of the day, we're gonna keep aging, and you can forecast where you're gonna be just by looking at your parents and grandparents. So when it comes to health and wealth, you know, we know what our health geneticism is from our family perspective,
Mhm.
or if we can curb that and begin to change that into the next generation, we know where our kids are, we know where our parents are. Take inventory of that. With wealth, take inventory of everything that you have, sit down with a professional, with somebody that can talk money management. Because, see, we have 20 years worth of habits that may not be able to go into retirement. Retirement is when your income stays flat. We
Well,
have to curb those. So there's just nice creative ideas that we need to take in to understand where we need to go for the next 20 years.
I love it. So, can you share where we can find the LaBroi Group?
All right. Now you see me down below, LaBroi Insurance Group in my IG. I'm on Facebook, LaBroi Insurance Group. You can also find me at Steven, Steven, LaBroi, at all social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, IG. I'm trying to keep up in my 20s. So this is beautiful. I appreciate you, Jacqui. I really respect and love what you do. So I'll support you in any way possible. And thank you for having me on your program.
Well, thank you so much. One of the things that we say in sophisticated creation, there's one thing that you cannot get back, and that's time. So we thank you so much for sharing your time and your talent as we think about this retirement game in our 20 somethings.
There you go.
Thank you. Hang on, hang on. And thank you all for watching.